Hola, ¿cómo estás, amigos? All right, so we're at Monday, June 17th. Um, we're 2 days away from another interesting. Actually, we're 24 hours away from another date where I had predicted something. I just don't know what. But also, since we're in the full moon of Sagittarius, finding the courage to talk about losing my best friend, who is my soulmate, 3 years ago. So I'll have a specific post about him tomorrow. And yeah, it's a hard thing to grieve, to mourn, to lose someone close to you. But anyways, that'll be tomorrow. So today I want to talk about ley lines and energy because it was brought up in my comments from the last video. And what's cool about what I'm understanding about the last 10 videos that I posted, it's a trend. Like the topic is expanding and it's blending with other topics that I've had. So I think it's cool because everything's relating to itself, almost like I'm telling you a story. So in the description box below, I have a video by Gary Light, and I love Gary Light because he's a great narrator, and he just tells you a story. um, so his link is in the bottom of the description box if you question what is a ley line. Anytime there is a electromagnetic shift or activity or an event that creates a like a pinpoint. Kind of like if you play a video game and through half of your level you save the game, and there's like a little pole that you or something where you go on a teleport or some sort where you get to save your game from that pinpoint. That's the word I'm looking for. And so at whatever time you start the game over, you can start right back where you saved the game. Well, that's a ley line, for lack of explanations. So, excuse me, I always get like it's not acid reflux, you guys. This is like, whenever I do channeling, I get their belches. My grandmother has it too. Anyways. Well, funny story. My grandmother, she's a minister, and back when she was doing her services at church, oh, she'll kill me if she ever saw this video. But she would, get these belches. It's kind of funny. It's not acid reflux at all. Anyway, so I guess I wanted to go through my when I started this book. It These were like the first time I started channeling messages. Well, I didn't know I was channeling. So I talk about my story, who I am, in case anyone found me. But I was intrigued by, this is what I was given, was the archangels, which could also be archons if they didn't choose the work of the light. I don't know what this word is. I know that there's a council. They were above earth, and they were the Essenes. They were on earth, and they did the work of the divine. I did a lot of synchronicities of names of people: Abraham, Jesus, Moses, Noah, Daniel, David, Joseph, and past life connections that I thought were. I went through dream states. These were like energetic astral gates and different levels of astral gates. One was, you just go through it, and anyways, it's a lot to explain. But anyways, sometimes you're allowed to go through these ancient temples where that's when you know you really are on it on your journeys. But here's the one that I really want to share with everybody was the aura, the holy body, spirit, soul. What is all that? So it's almost like an egg. You have the yolk, you have the gray, then the white, and then the shell. Same as what we would call Christ spirit conscious, the God, the spirit, and then the soul, and then the skin is you. So if you were to peel an onion, these are different layers. If you guys can see that. And then I broke down what is God. This was just I thought these were just theories that I'm writing down. I didn't know until a year later, which would have been last year, that this is what channeling was. I didn't even know what the word channeling was. But the holy consciousness, the spirit, the higher consciousness, the crown chakra, aura, soul, that's how it penetrates down into us. And that's how we channel back up and down. So, anyways, what next do I have? Darkness and demons. So this was kind of like piggybacks what I said in the last video, was that we condemn darkness, but then it's really the possession of what entity goes into the darkness and doesn't want to come out. But everyone goes through some type of darkness. Ooh, someone's texting me. Stop. Sometimes these entities cannot enter Earth, so they use the essence of darkness to utilize a third density consciousness to emulate walking through the third density. But they're acting on the fourth dimension. If that makes any sense at all. Fourth dimension means you can't see it. It's metaphysical. Earth humans, they are third dimensional, but if they're being channeled by something on a fourth density, this is where they are, and they are using the ley lines to utilize, manipulate the body. Did you guys hear that? I have tapping in my... These are about being attacked, the different types of attacks. Spiritual, mental, physical, satanic, dream, illusion, and heart. Anyways. And I talk about how you claim the blood of Jesus. And it's weird to say that because I'm not coming from a Christian background, but I've learned that when there were blood sacrifices in the past of the innocent, darkness was able to attain growth. And by calling out the blood of one that was not submissive to the dark, it's kind of like, it's kind of like water to a flame. So use it. It's our consciousness. And that's the ley line of words. Words carry frequency, Anyways. So there was a comment in my last video, and it talked about the earthquake in New Zealand, the second one they had, and how maybe there's a Stargate or something in that area. Well, there's ley lines connected to there, and I drew them out in my last video. And most ley lines make a pyramid, which I'm not surprised. Are you guys surprised? So, I was the one. The hell is this pyramid? The hell is this triangle? What else did I want to talk to you guys about today? I'm just using my time to selfishly. Oh, check this out. I'm going through my journal to see if I get any epiphanies. So here's pretty cool. I think this has a lot to do with ley lines too, because it's quantum. the certain magnitude or the certain length or the degrees that they are. So the powers of 3, 6, and 9 are very significant. This is what's in written in history. Was you have 33 degrees from 1, which makes 3, and 33 from this access point would give you a 6, and 33 from there would give you a 9, la 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 la. But this grid here that I've drawn, this quantum grid, I think this is the ley line that is being created. So no matter which direction you put it, the access point will be an earthquake or a tectonic plate. And those connect to other tectonic plates and fault lines and whatnot. And I guess it's all a form of unlocking secrets. I really haven't gotten that far. How do I know all this? Because I've done a lot of math. And the math never lies. These have a lot to do with gematria codes too. The letters are coordinated with a number pattern, 1 through 28. These were different grids that I have channeled in the past. And these are also from the Checo tribe and the Chulpa tribe. These were different symbols that they had documented as protection. This one is of an ego. People don't know that. I don't know what that one is, though. But I know there's a sun. But I know that these 3 grids are what I've documented. Oh, I was in the Chumash Painted Caves in California, and that's when I found these symbols. And I channeled and drew these on paper. Because if you've been to the Chumash Painted Caves, they're barred and you can't get through the bars. You can't really see what the symbols look like. This is cool going through. Oh, I got it. Even a channel message that said Trump was judgment. Oh, people will think I'm crazy for this one. But long story short, his birthday, which is tomorrow, which ends up on a 1/8, which ends up equating to a 9. Anyways, there's a synchronicity to his birthday, and his birthday aligning with the Jerusalem. When Israel, Israel became when it was taken from the people, then there was the Holocaust, and then you have Trump being born, and then it's given back to Israel again. I'll get to the tapping if I have time. That sound is them working on, they're renovating an apartment here. What else is cool about this little book here? Oh. Why the numbers? Why the ley lines? Because numerology is code to ritual. Everything's a ritual. 9/11's tragedy. It's torment. And because we're in the matrix of torment, everything will re-enter. That's the cycle of third density. And then because you have duality, you have 2 gates that oftentimes make a truce when these astral gates happen. Victory. Let's see. Cult of Saturn. That has a lot to do with ley lines. Excuse me. All this here that you see, it's all cult of Saturn. It's worshiping of the sun. It's kind of sad how many were tricked or blackmailed into joining this sort of It's almost as though the knowledge, the sacred knowledge, was being offered in exchange for royalties. And the fact that people didn't know in the past, they can just channel and get the message. Duh. This was my own channeled message of the music industry, girl groups, blondes. These are things that actually people talk about in general when they try to lay out the truths, or if you look at whistleblowers already talked about it. Um, it's kind of sad. It's something I don't like to talk about. Um, but for anyone who found this book, it will basically lay out everything. I even put Ariana Grande in here. How her concert created a ley line because there was a mass shooting during her concert. Um, Unity of ISIS equals terrorism because that creates a ley line. It sucks. It really does suck. Let's see. I guess I went backwards because Egyptian scarab, obsidian stone. Oh, these were dream states that I had. Let's see what else is here. Yeah, so I'm showing you guys my secret little diary. There are things I don't want. Too much is too much to give off to you guys, but oh, this was the four horsemen of Revelation. The signs were here, the symbols, but then the months were here. The first horseman was in Sagittarius, so that will be, I believe, in this full moon and this transition right now. I don't forget what the first horseman was, but he had an arrow in hand. And then the second horseman, well, you guys will see in the book of Revelation. It'll say the second horseman, yada, 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 yada. I need to go, this will be another video. I'll go back to this. I need to put a star on it. 6. Let's do this on the 19th. That way I can remember. You guys remember the crazy election? Oh goodness. So I was trying to do a little, it's fascinating because you look at, let's say, if you guys know Abraham, Father Abraham, how many sons? So you have one side of his bloodline, which was with Sarah, and the other, which was with Hagar, the concubine wife. You have two sides trying to avenge their territory, and that's what's bringing this war with Iran right now. We can say 3, but it won't be that crazy of a war. But it's by their law that they have to have war in order to gain territory, which is why you had Hillary versus Trump at the end, because their family lines led up to this moment. Their bloodlines led up to this moment, but his birth, it's sort of like, you know how in the past, kings and queens that were born on certain alignments, that was their, whether you liked them or not, that was their seat. And so I found no collusion. I found nothing that, there was, like, I've done every type of transparent, translucent astral projection possible. I didn't see anything from his side. in the form of corruption, in the form of world history. American history, different story. That's not my territory. But in terms of world history, no one wanted to side with her because she had collusions with, you know. So, anyways, that's all I really wanted to share with you guys was ley lines and, you know, how to really see the truth about when there's like volcanoes or earthquakes. It's really all about the sun, and the sun that gives off solar flares, or if a free radical is flying near the sun and it gives off an electromagnetic pulse, or EMP, if you may, those are all coordinated by whoever, whatever. But earthquakes aren't random, cataclysms aren't random. They're all orchestrated by nature itself. Nature is a ley line because the Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance will give you clear transparency of the interaction between outer Earth and inner Earth. It's just funny, like every time when the news says, California, get ready for the big one. And yeah, we are to prepare, but there's no frequency of need from California. There's the Ring of Fire is not, it's not what everyone thinks it is. The Ring of Fire is just the territory of the battlefield of the past where things took place. Like you had to take the monsters out of the sacred garden, and you had to have a war in a certain territory that's now flooded. That's where the Ring of Fire is. And then there's old Atlantis, and that's in the Atlantic, obviously. The Bermuda Triangle is what protects that territory. Bermuda Triangle is the epicenter of all the ley lines. That's how you can kind of tell that we're not a globe. Because if you were to go on the other side of the ball that we live on, allegedly, what's there? It's unexplained. I don't know. It's just, I always think we are a plane, like we're a cereal bowl. There is just a round bowl with a circumference, and there's a plane on top, and there's a hollow in the middle. We just haven't gone there, and it's all surrounded by ice, 4 pillars. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. I just wanted to take my selfish time to make a video because I want to do updates daily, and thank you, Donnie, for the comments that you made on the ley lines, because that's, very important to know, and very key to understanding. Like if you guys understand all the mass, I hate saying the word, the mass murders, and like the MGM, that was on Route 66. Now if you travel down, or if you Google searched mass shootings along Route 66, you would see that there's no coincidence that each number of those incidences, the casualties were in numbers. Either it was 13, which is dominance, which is takeover, which is alpha, which is king, ruled, dominance. I already said that. Or 9. 9 means, 9 is a frequency of Gate of Apollo, sending souls over, sacrificial offerings over is 9/11. Even down to the Pulse nightclub. There were just so many different connections to everything. If you were point Pulse to Vegas to the Boston mass shooting, you have a perfect triangle. That's why during those ley line, or along those ley lines, you have different catastrophes. Texas, hurricane happen along the, if you were to draw a line from Vegas to Florida, you have a circumference 33 miles out, or however you want to do the math, but somewhere along that line, something happened. The great eclipse went along that same ley line, just to give you guys an example. Yeah, that's pretty much one great example. And all I do is just sit around and observe, and I get triggered, and through those triggerings, I get channeled. So, with that said, I'm being grounded right now. The channel download is over. Have a great Monday, everyone. Please keep me in your good thoughts. I will be mourning my best friend tomorrow and Wednesday, but I'm going to talk about it because I haven't grieved, and his story is very special. And so I'll have the courage to talk about it tomorrow. And yeah, and yeah, thanks, Donnie, for the comment you left because it inspired a video. And then it gives you guys an inside look at what I do on my spare time, which is just writing in a notebook when I have time. And that kind of shows you guys a little bit that I don't want anything from all this experience other than growth. And I know other people just want growth. So there is no other agenda that I have. There is no reason to have an agenda. Why come up with all of this stuff? Why would I make something up? Why I just don't have the time for that. But there's a synchronicity to everything, and I think each of the last 10 videos is kind of like evidence that I do know what I'm talking about. I feel that I trust these things, and I feel like I know what I'm talking about. I don't doubt it, and I always ask for confirmation. Just confirmation, please occur so I know that I'm saying the right thing. Or guides, please give me a confirmation right now that I know that I'm saying the right thing. It usually comes out in fire trucks or something like that, or sirens. I think I hear one in the background. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. Take great care. I think you guys hear it too. It's a siren in the way, way back. And then there was a thump. Anyway.